a comment here from Rangers, Easy OK, who are regulars. First time I felt a bit for Clement today. Don't think it's the manager's fault we throw away a 2-goal lead. The defenders we have are injured are just killing us. But the away record before this game is a sackable offence alone. You will no doubt limp on to the end of the season. Then a change will be made. We have a genuine asset in Igaman who will get us a fortune.
I agree with all of that. I'd also like, if I know that Rangers Easy OK is a regular viewer, I'd like to know if his opinion is changing. Because, I understand exactly what he's saying. I think he's right on all counts. But when he looks at what that Rangers team looks like with that front four and the kind of exciting variation going forward in the attacking areas, has it just sown a seed of doubt? Is he just starting to think that maybe Clement is stumbling onto something here? I'd like to know the answer.
Well, and just to finish, the one on your screen there, Marcel, here we go again, always someone else's fault with Clement. Drew McMaster, another regular. Get Clement and that proper defender out. And finally, John Matthews. You can debate the pen all you like, but that's not the reasons Rangers drop points again, is it? They simply can't defend simple balls into the box. I mean...
Points are all spot on, by the way.
They are spot on, aye, definitely. And thanks if you're watching at home for sending them in. But, Keith, going back to Clement, he's not the man, is he? I know there's definitely doubt, and I feel bad saying that. And who knows, with another couple of transfers.
Well, I don't think so. I think I've made that perfectly clear over the months. And I genuinely don't think that what this team is showing right now, in terms of what it can do in the final third and the way it can play. I genuinely don't believe that this is Philippe Clement's doing, if you know what I mean. I think he stumbled upon it. I think obviously Hadji has come in, played a massive part in transforming the way that Rangers play in the final third of the pitch. He didn't rate Hadji. He was playing by Rami out wide. He stuck with Dessers. How long has he stuck with Dessers? When, he's got this boy. Look, and here's where I'm going to just give him a little bit and just have a little bit of doubt myself, because maybe Clement was right. Maybe he saw Igaman every day in training and he thought, simply not ready. But he must have been really, really, really bad if he thought that Dessers was a better option. That's the problem that he's got in terms of his own credibility. If Rangers, if he sticks to this kind of formation and the players, and by the way, I'm talking about a front four, but you've also got Danilo, which, to come in. So if somebody does need a rest, you can take one out, you can put one in. It's not weakening anything. You get 5 really good players for 4 positions there. If he sticks with it, who knows? But, it's the body of evidence that's built up behind Philippe Clement, which makes you think this is doubtful that he is going to be able to achieve that. I'm going to cut him some slack today in terms of, I think he got his decisions correct. I would maybe query the substitution when he put Conor Barron on.
That's what I was going to say.
Rangers had just gone 3-2 up, and rather, I get it, because Czerny was blowing hard at that point, and you could see it. So I understand making a change. I'm not entirely sure you need to upset the balance of your midfield by putting Mohamed Diamande onto the right-hand side and putting Barron in the middle.
And you've got Matondo on the bench as well. Who could have just straight swap?
Well, obviously at that point, 3-2, he's trying to shut up shop.
Aye, I get that.
But young Barron, he's fit as a butcher's dog. I'm sure he could have done doggies up and down that right-hand side defensively and getting forward. Diamande at that point, he'd put a lot of effort in. So maybe, but, that's almost splitting hairs. You've got to cut the guy a bit of slack in terms of his defence is, crumbling all around him. He's got no fit bodies. He's having to patch a team up and just send it out, as we said at the start, kind of hoping that his attack will score more goals than the opposition's. Because the defence is, and it's not about being critical about who's playing in defence right now, because they're the last men standing for Rangers.
Yeah.
And they're just having to make do. As for the penalty kick, Daniel, I'm cutting him some slack on that as well, even though I agree that it's happened. It's like the boy that cried wolf. He does it too many times, Clement. He complains about, decisions made by people out with his own dressing room or his coaching staff, and tries to point the blame. That one was 50-50. It was a 50-50, and it was an ugly sort of coming together. And Hadji has he has come in from the wrong side. But I understand Clement's position. because I do think that Josh Campbell kicks Hadji's legs away from behind rather than the other way around. And so, look, you couldn't complain if it was given one way or the other because it was an untidy coming together. But I think if you're asking VAR to look at it and say, right, you've got slow motion replays, referee doesn't have that at full speed, what are you seeing, guys? I think if you study it, I think that Josh Campbell kicks into the back of Hadji rather than the other way around. So on that one, as much as I think Clement has sort of spoken too much about trying to portion blame elsewhere, I mean, he might have a point. But again, you take that in isolation because, well, do you know what? It only got Hibs back to 2-2. You still went 3-2 up and you still didn't manage a way to win. So that's not on anybody else other than the VAR studio or in the middle of the pitch. That's on you. That's on your players.
And it's another, we're talking about today, but as we say, it's 4 wins and 15 away games. That's nothing to do with today. Rangers' easy OK has come back to you, Keith, actually. He says that Clement needs to go on a run from now to the end of the season, see improvements away from home. Attacking-wise, we look dynamic and sharp. Some of his signings will benefit his successor, though.
So he has turned.
Does seem that way. Look, people can clip it up. Philippe Clement, in my humble opinion, will never win a championship with Rangers. I just don't see it. I just cannot envisage